Hello and welcome to a random Dominion League match. This is Division E3. We have Lynet versus Knots. Lynet looking from the standings like they have a very good chance of promoting into D, and Knots currently in the middle of the table. This board has King's Court, which is probably relevant. Trashing, Kintsugi, Trading Post, kind of. Villages, Swamp Shacks, or King's Court. Rich Stables is quite nice. That's quite a nice combination. Plus buy is just Fishmonger, unless you count Voyage as plus buy. And yeah, we have gains from Sunken Treasure, Tools, Rogue, kind of, Stables, kind of. I think old map seems good. Fishmonger, yeah, Fishmonger's good at hitting 5, which I guess we do want. Probably Trading Post seems like a decent first 5 to me. I think Voyage will be worth it. I think Sunken Treasure will definitely be worth it. I don't know whether we'll end up playing with Swamp Shacks. Possibly later, but it might take a while. Trickster, Trickster's okay. I'm not sure it's that good on this board. What do we have? Double old map and old map Fishmonger. Hitting 5 off the old map. We'll see what they go for. I do think Trading Post is good early. But Rich Stable seems pretty okay as well. Quite unfortunate that Knots is missing 5 because the shuffle trigger is happening. I guess that, yeah, choosing not to play the Fishmonger and not shuffle trigger makes sense. I would probably take Voyage here. I do think it's going to be valuable. Yeah. And Knots going for Stables first. I guess that makes sense. Like, they already have kind of one terminal, but it's less likely to collide with a shadow card. Yeah, this could just be a Kintsugi. I think it's probably better than buying anything else. Too early for Tools, in my opinion. Yeah, I like that. Nods is definitely going to hit 5. So, yeah, could definitely consider rotating to Sunken Treasure. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be valuable. Like, the first time you play it, you can definitely gain King's Court. And then after that, maybe on your Voyage turns and stuff. Although Knots doesn't have a Voyage yet. So maybe they want to pick one of those up as well. Yeah, just Voyage seems fine there. And I would definitely be rotating, getting a Sunken Treasure this turn as Lynet. You talking about knots on their last turn, Altaco? Yeah, I'm fine with not taking it. They don't have necessarily the terminal space, and they're drawing like reasonably well around their deck. Like I'm not sure they need 2 shadow cards, but you're gonna want one later, so maybe. I didn't even realize we were hitting 7. I really I can see Sunken Treasure. Especially going into a Voyage turn. It would be like amazing to find it on top. Like that. And it's not that unlikely. It's less likely than average, but I think you take a free Fishmonger here. Now that we've got King's Court. But I'm not super convinced on it. Sunken Treasure as well for knots. Seems good. So you could consider just stopping and Kintsugiing the estate, which seems reasonable. Probably better than going for the high roll of drawing Sunken Treasure. I guess we discard the Fishmonger. Because like if we want to play Fishmonger, then we have the one on the deck. But maybe we just don't want to play Trading Post either way. Definitely another King's Court, and Stables already seems, well, not already, but Stables seems necessary, I think. Distant Shore is kind of awkward in terms of draw because the estates do get in the way. Although I guess Stables comes with a silver, which also gets in the way of draw. I can see Tools being good now because we're reasonably likely to line up with something that we want to gain. Equally could just be Stables. I guess more Distant Shore is okay. I wonder if we ever try and gain gold so that we can Kintsugi these estates into shacks or something. But probably not super worth it. I don't know what to get here, to be honest. Like, with the lead you have, you could go for Trickster and try and put King's Court on Trickster and, like, really drown knots in curses. I don't think that's super necessary. I'm not sure why we didn't play Voyage. Yeah. Yeah, definitely Voyage and then King's Court, the fishmonger, and pretty likely to find the sunken treasure on the Voyage turn, which is super nice. Yeah, that is quite a cute trick with Trickster to carry over. I read ST's Storyteller, Sunken Treasure. Yeah, I know what you meant. So I guess King's Court, Fishmonger for knots. I don't know about that. Is that King's Court, that last card? It is. Definitely King's Court Distant Shore, I would say, even though it's yeah, it's gonna hurt your deck a bit. But we should be able to trash. I wonder why we rotated. To me, the stables is good here. Like, yeah, we talked about Trickster potentially. I like stables, and maybe even more King's Court. I don't hate shacks now as well. I feel like even with yeah, that's a sad draw. I feel like even with the coppers gone, Royal Blacksmith is not amazing here. I could be wrong. But it's also like, it's the sort of thing that you might want to gain with Sunken Treasure instead of buying it. Yeah, I've been confused by the Shadow Voyage interaction before. If you've already played 3 cards, then you can't play the shadow cards. But if you do play them, then they don't count towards the 3. I would have thought double Kintsugi would be quite good for knots there. Here, I guess we play Fishmonger, Silver, Sunken Treasure, and probably Kintsugi a copper. No more estates. Probably doesn't matter which order you play these. Pilot on what? I don't know. That seems like too much. Unless you're counting the Voyage turn, and then that would be relying on some luck. What are our options here? It's just Trickster or Rogue, is it? Definitely Trickster over Rogue. Tools for... I like tools for Distant Shore. Tools for King's Court's okay as well. I don't think we have to take any provinces here. I definitely want the last Distant Shore. And then probably more tools. Maybe more stables. Shacks. Kind of feels like everything is winning. You could even just thin a few of these estates to be consistent. Or you could buy gold and kintsugi a couple into shacks. Yeah. I guess King's Court Fishmonger. Powers are pretty low now. I don't know if we take a duchy here, just in case. I'm not sure Knott's deck is capable of getting a points lead and piling King's Court Fishmonger, but seems possible-ish. Not that possible on the back of this turn. My other thought was just that Lynet is not going to see that duchy for a while, or at least like they'll be winning by the time they draw back around to it, pretty much. I really don't like playing this old map because we're going to trigger a shuffle without these two King's Courts, and you definitely should have discarded that King's Court back into the shuffle. Again, not that it matters too much, but that was definitely not a shuffle you wanted to trigger. I would say play old map first here, and then maybe King's Court Stables. This should be quite an easy win, I would imagine. Also, another thing that is probably personal preference, but I like playing 2 actions and then 1 King's Court and then 2 actions so that I can keep track. Because as soon as I just start playing like all my King's Courts at once, I lose track of how many actions I have left. Not sure if that's a me thing or if that's beneficial for most people. It's definitely already in hand. To the point where, yeah, we should have thought about not playing the rogue, in my opinion. That's quite a nice kingdom, I thought. Voyage was, yeah, very good there, which I feel like it's kind of maybe gotten worse with more expansions coming out, but yeah, very strong there. Here we have lots of plus actions, quite a lot of draw, and the payload is maybe replace. I feel like replace is definitely necessary here, even for that like annoying minigame of turning coppers and curses into estates, because of battlefield. If you get on the replace stuff earlier and when the battlefield split, that could be quite relevant. Also good chances of replacing into fishermen. So I would like replace here. I think hideout is definitely worth considering at some point as well. But possibly not. Cobbler to me is a bit slow, I would say, for this board. Margrave and replace are both much stronger, in my opinion. I guess like it's likely-ish to gain you a fisherman, but that's if you're getting through your deck well enough. Otherwise, you might have to get a hideout, which, 1 hideout is okay. 2 is probably too many. There's also quite a nice, not really synergy, just I guess like a mean thing you can do, where you can gain Lost City with your universities and then play Margrave. So the extra card is kind of nullified. Does cycle them a bit, which, helps to an extent, but makes getting Lost City kind of cheaper in a way. So both players have one Margrave and one replace. I haven't really spoken about City Quarter. Obviously, it can be quite... yeah. City Quarter can be quite explosive in terms of draw. Here, against like a Margrave attack, and with a lot of the village being university, I would say it's not that good. Yeah, for sure we need more Margraves. Especially like earlier on in the game when you're trying to buy universities, having debt is really gonna hurt you. So City Quarter for me, definitely not now, and maybe not even later. We have a lot more village than terminals at the moment, I think. Do we trigger? Probably we do. Actually, maybe we didn't, because that's our only Margrave. I would have thought we gained another one, but no, we gained a Lost City with Uni. I don't mind estate into hideout here. Could be estate into estate. The trashing has been very slow. Yeah, I think these players just need more Margraves, more replaces. Yeah, I think the City Quarter's too early. It might work out. I would take estate into estate here. And maybe take pawn. Also opting for City Quarter. Seems slightly odd to play university first. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you're taking Margrave regardless, but I guess generally I would draw to work out if it changed my mind on what to gain. And there was the sad case that I was talking about with City Quarter. Yeah, that's true as well in terms of drawing City Quarter. Wow. Well, this City Quarter is definitely drawing nicely. I guess. Yeah, I don't know whether you start Lost City Margrave before City Quarter. It's an interesting, I guess, question of deck tracking to work out which order to play those in. I would have liked another replace, but I can understand the appeal of the Lost Cities. I would also not use replace now. If you trigger the shuffle first, then you can gain Fisherman, which to me is better than Hideout at the moment. Hideout's not it's not too bad. We have a lot of copper. replace. We're gonna draw whatever we gain here, because we have all the lost cities down there, right? So I guess it's what do we want to play now? And to me, it's replace. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, Lost City is a good card, but it's not doing anything for you this turn. What are we taking? Fisherman, Uni. Probably just Fisherman, Uni. You could consider City Quarter, because we don't really need to buy stuff next turn. Could actually be in Pilot territory next turn. Fisherman, Uni, City Quarter. Yeah, I don't think we need to buy Uni next turn, so we can take City Quarter now. Oh, no Uni, surely. I don't understand that at all. I mean, we have so much overdraw, as we saw last turn. Maybe we'll have less overdraw this turn. But if you want a pawn, you can just gain it with Uni and then draw back round to it. I feel like we just play Margrave here. We wanted to gain the last Lost City before Margrave. I can see it. I can see it. I agree with keeping those 3 cards. I think as Lynet probably maximizes your draw. Definitely want to put another replace in. Definitely. This could be Fisherman, Uni, City Quarter. It is at the point that the piles are kind of scary low. But there's not really much you can do about that. Yeah, I like those buys. This is a horrible hand to draw. Um, Quite likely to get bailed out by some Margrave sifting. I think we played Margrave before City Quarter, yeah. Lost City, I would play. I don't think we need to gain stuff with Uni until we're at the end of the turn, when we know what we need. Basically, we can start counting. I mean, you can count from here, but it just seems harder. I wonder what the third pile is that they're going after. So we can replace hideout into something. This doesn't seem like win territory. Unless I'm missing something. Would be a lot easier if we had one more uni. I mean, you could replace something into duchy and take a few estates for sure. Is that even safe though? Because then knots can presumably take fishermen and some points as well. I guess if we take most of the battlefield points, we'll have a pretty big lead. I feel like they've made it unnecessarily awkward. Yeah, this doesn't seem good. Although dart from knots, tough. Yeah, that's unlucky. I don't know how many. I guess Lynet played 2 Margraves, so they saw 7 cards, plus 1 from the fisherman. Didn't find any draw. So we have recruiter jumps out at me. How do you get to recruiter? Maybe. Well, if you're not, you just open 2/5. Lynet. I quite like Enchantress. Because of the chance to enchant someone's recruiter. You do run the risk of not hitting 5 with it. And, well, maybe you hit 5, but it skips a shuffle. We're going to have Lucky Coin in the next hand. So we'll be gaining silver. So maybe Enchantress Broker, and they're not that likely to collide. Oh, there's Desert Guides as well. So Knots should definitely Desert Guides turn 1. Yeah. I'm worried that we're thinking. I'm really worried. Oh. Yeah, I feel like to an extent people often worry about, which cards are good in a vacuum. And oftentimes it's, which cards are good for specific boards, but some cards like Recruiter, you just kind of have to know that they are extremely strong, especially on the open. Yeah, like I like opening Tormentor as well. On 5s. I guess either way we got pigged. I think Recruiter. Yeah. I would say another Recruiter here as well for Knots. Ironworks, I don't know. I don't know what we're trying to gain with Ironworks. Like, Sauna is not really that necessary. You can let your opponent get all the Saunas, and then you can grab the Avantos, because you don't really need the village. I think second Recruiter is really nice here. And trashing Copper seems quite reasonable. A lot nicer to trash estates with Recruiter. To be honest, I can see third Recruiter, given that we have Lucky Coin. Tormentor also an option. I don't like the Sauna buy. It doesn't really do much. I think it's fine just to trash Copper here. We get 2 trashes with Sauna. Like, I mean, yeah, Sauna's not doing nothing. Maybe I was too harsh on it. Tormentor now seems pretty good. I wonder how we're scoring. You could consider Ironworks gaining a bunch of cards and then triumphing. Provinces also seem possible. Probably need to trash a silver. Could trash Recruiter, but I would rather trash silver. Choosing not to trash the coppers, which I'm not sure about. I would trash both coppers, I think, and then take an ironworks. And probably play lucky coin. Astrolabe's okay. I would rather just buy ironworks and then gain astrolabe with ironworks. But yeah, either way, gains seem definitely relevant. We are only hitting 8, which is not that much. I guess astrolabe Avanto. We don't really need draw. So maybe astrolabe Tormentor. I don't know. This board is feeling kind of awkward to me in terms of the build order. But I definitely think Ironworks is good here. I haven't been watching Knots as much, but they're not very thin. Knots very thin. Apologies for that. I think we can recruit Recruiter. We don't need to anymore. What do we gain here? Apparently just the last 2 Avantos. I do understand the appeal of denying them, because it is the only like normal draw. But we don't need them at the moment. We're overdrawing by quite a lot. Knots is on the province train after Lynet triumphs on their last turn. Yeah, I think I prefer the Ironworks into Triumph scoring option. We're not trashing the estate or the copper. Double Ironworks, I would say. Yeah, no, I don't think that's necessary at all. Probably got like decent likelihood of winning on provinces as well, but yeah, there's no need to rush. You can quite easily make Triumph better than a province, and that's while adding useful things like Enchantress or Broker or Astrolabe or anything like that. I would pick the Sauna, I think. Yeah. Oof. It's quite a sad and somewhat unlikely dud. Oh, I don't like getting rid of lucky coin. I still would like to keep it. Well, why? I don't know. I think like, sure we dudded, but not because we don't have enough draw. Like we just bottom decked all our Avantos. I don't think we needed to panic and then start trashing silver. We can pick Enchantress because we've got another one. I don't like that. I don't know if that was... Maybe they didn't realize it was enchanted. I guess we can play both because it's not super likely we'll have 2 more turns. Guess it's possible. Depends how it plays out. But knots can't double, right? I haven't been paying too much attention to them, but I don't think they're threatening double at any rate. To me, that triumph is a bit unnecessary. It's okay though. It's like a 4 VPS state, but we are now in debt. Yeah, Not still has 3 coppers, which is very surprising. I wonder if they've been forgetting to trash with sauna silvers. Pick recruiter, I guess. Picking sauna makes sense actually, because you can even just trash like a province with recruiter, and it is 1 extra card of draw. So 3-0 for Lynet. Oh, there is familiar and not much trashing. Like farmland, not really trashing. Sacred Grove is not really trashing, and hoping you get goat from Cutthroat is often a futile task. Yeah. Is this just one of those boards where you do just open potion silver and hope? It probably is. I'm not seeing anything better. This is such a sad board. I think it's definitely potion silver. Potion sage just doesn't hit 3 potion like ever. Um, who's that question for, Paolo? If it's for me, I didn't do any talking yesterday. I think the B might have done in the featured match, although I didn't watch that. Was it recorded? I think we definitely deliver something here. Probably deliver silver, because otherwise we're not going to hit 3 potion. Turns out we did hit 3 potion, so definitely don't play the Sage. Got lucky enough to draw through most of the deck. I guess actually, yeah, we wanted to hit 5 for Deliver Familiar. I missed that. I don't like Grove. I think Deliver Sage there was pretty decent. Emissary has decent odds of activating as well, and City State Favors could be quite nice. Yeah, definitely just more familiar. Just keep clicking familiar. I think probably 3 would be good. I guess it depends on how the curses are, but definitely 2 at least. I really don't like the tools. Like, sure, you can tools for familiar, but it's probably slower than just buying the familiar. We could deliver Emissary, maybe? Is that crazy? I don't know how likely it is that our sages will line up the end of the shuffle enough to trigger City State. Probably not super likely. Two sages is okay as well. I guess it kind of guarantees finding both familiars again. That was a very nice boon. Might as well discard the sage. And yeah, it's probably deliver familiar. Ooh, not delivering just to get a tools. I don't love it. Tools is not even really that good here, I don't think. Maybe in a different game where the Sage Pile didn't run, and then we have time to tools for Groundskeepers a few times, but it's not even like very likely that we'll line up that many Groundskeepers in one turn because of how junky these decks are. So yeah, I don't really know what you're hoping to tools for, and then you end up drawing these hands where you feel like you have to tools for tools, and that just kind of exacerbates the problem. So we're going to go even on the curse split, even though Knots was player 1 and definitely seemed to have an advantage earlier in terms of cursing. I don't really know where we go from here. Deck-wise, like, oh, I guess. I don't know if it's time to just buy estates, you know. They're not actually, like, terrible to add, like, estates to the deck, given that we're drawing so much with Sage. And I see no way where anyone can hit Province. Well, there's a way, I guess, but it's not super likely. I guess 6 would be quite nice to farmland curse into a state if we have one in hand. I would probably gain a silver off this tools. More silvers. It seems reasonable, I guess, going for provinces. I would like a farmland here. It's kind of just like a 4VP touchy type card, but it might also be turned into a province later. Definitely possible. And I like it as well for Lynet here. I don't know if we even take a gold from the gold mine. I don't think I want to here. So you could definitely discard potion to gain something. Another thing I was thinking about was farmlanding potion into gold, which I think I prefer. Like, none of the 4s are really that good here. So discarding potion to gain, I don't even know what it would be, like an estate. And then just triple estate. Definitely putting the pressure on. Oh, well, that's just a win. Interesting gamble from Lynet to take an estate there as well. I think it didn't really matter either way. So Knots on the board. And we have... I always forget what Triumphal Arch is. The arch points probably seem relevant. I would open Sacrifice Silver. The score is 3-1 to Lynet. Sacrifice Silver or Sacrifice Caravan Guard both seem okay. It would be nice to get up to Butcher, which is tilting me a bit towards Silver. But Sacrifice is not great at hitting 5. Yeah, I think Sacrifice Silver. Caravan Guard is not doing much. Like, it's kind of harmless, but yeah, it doesn't help us hit 5. Um, 2 is kind of sad, but it does at least mean that we're going to hit 5. and Knots, I think, should trash copper to hit 5 here. And it's okay. We don't. I mean, it's just trashing an estate really. The city will come in handy later, I guess. But I much prefer butcher there. I don't know if we bother trashing. Probably just keep the coffers and take. We could hit 7 with expand, yeah. Yeah, expand is quite good here. They got done by autoplay. Yeah, I'm not sure about the cities, either of them. I don't know. Like it's going to be quite a while, I think, until a pile empties, and until that, it's just kind of a village which you don't super need. There is some chance it's going to help you avoid collision. I would trash copper here and buy a 5. Not sure which 5. Second butcher seems good. Paddock seems okay. I still don't like the city. Band of Misfits is interesting. Like I guess it's nice to be able to play it as sacrifice, but with the flexibility to play as village if you need. But yeah, without having a butcher yet, I think Knots should have picked up a butcher for sure. Having said that, it's okay in this hand. You can sacrifice a copper and buy, I would say, a butcher. I must have said the word butcher like 20 times already in this match, or just in this game. But it's a good card. One thing I haven't mentioned is like there is Prince Horse, but I don't think it's super worth the effort to set it up. Maybe like situationally it'll become relevant later. Estate into maybe Caravan Guard, maybe Town. And then on 4 we're probably buying a Town. Yeah, only 1 butcher each. I like Town. I don't hate the paddock. It's fine. I would have liked to save the coffer just a bit more, but seems reasonable. That city was better than the other ones. but still maybe unnecessary. I don't know, like with the estates basically gone, expand has less value. You can expand coppers into caravan guards, which is okay. I don't like prints. We don't even have any fours we want to print. So yeah, that seems quite awkward to put it into this shuffle. Could consider stopping here and butchering the horse. I would quite like that. Into paddock, possibly. I can't remember what's down there as to whether we would want to draw it. You can at some point print a horse. Knots cannot print a horse this shuffle. So putting a prince in now is definitely suboptimal. In the long run, yeah, maybe. It's quite expensive though. Yeah, that knowing that there was another city down there, I do think playing the horse was correct on that turn. I like expand still. I can definitely see prince for Lynet. I guess we play band as just like a village. So Knots does at least have horses in the next shuffle with prince, but whether they can line them up is another question. I think definitely play this horse as well. Probably I'll be looking to butcher sacrifice into city or something without fully counting everything out. You could have done that the other way around, butchering sacrifice to get an extra coffer, which may or may not be relevant at some point. More paddock, I think. Again, similar to the previous game, Lynet is out of coppers and Not still has 4 left. So yeah, definitely needs to keep thinning. You could expand horse into paddock or butcher. Oh, I think you should play some paddocks before you play the town for plus actions, because then you get to trigger the shuffle with horses on top. Which is, kind of where you want your horses. Do we trash silver into town? Silver into paddock. And we're buying town paddock. See that again, if you'd butchered silver into caravan guard, you could have saved a coffer. It seems like it's stemming from like not really having a plan before you butcher into something. Like at that point you can just count your money and work out what you want to do. You have 3 gains, you can pick them. Definitely play town normally, I would say. Oh, we kind of wasted a draw there. We could have butchered horse into something before drawing. Potentially also played some paddocks first. So play 1 paddock and I think we're kind of missing out on some amount of gain and play, which is possible here. Just from the ordering. Like in particular there, I was thinking maybe we could gain and play another paddock. And we would still have, I guess, the same number of horses in the shuffle. City has activated now. So these decks are really going to kick off. Feels like a win is possible. I think we should stop playing cities. We could have thought about activating them for plus buy, which would have made it easier to win. I guess we couldn't activate them for plus buy. We don't have enough mid-turn gains. Wow, I really thought we had more expands and butchers by now. Again, we're not top decking horses. And we played a town for actions. Did we forget about paddocks being activated as well? I guess we must have done. In any case, yeah, pretty big lead for Lynet. So, game 6. There is not, although no, I was going to say there's not a very good draw, but there is monkey. I would say the 5-2 is not that good. Given that, yeah, the 5s are not amazing. I guess you could put an in into the shuffle and then you'll hit 3 next turn for scrap. Not sure how much better that is than just, I guess, getting scrap on the 5 and then just burying it. I'm not sure what other options there are. It's a bit sad. On the 4-3, I think scrap monkey maybe. On the 3-4, scrap, bury scrap, and take monkey is very nice as well. So what did we have? We had festival, bury the festival. Yeah, like it may be good later festival. Even then, I'm not so sure because we have so many villages. But in the opening, it's just a silver. So yeah, I don't like that open. Like it does hurt to have to buy like scrap on a 5 hand, but you kind of just have to do it. So Lynet went scrap silver. Scrap silver's okay. I think monkey will definitely be good here though. Basically the only draw, like archive is draw, but it's not very good. Maybe 1 or 2 is okay. Second scrap, I can see it. It's probably decent, and then you can just get rid of 1. You can scrap a scrap when you're done with them. I think archive is a consideration here. It is good for cycling. Other options would be like farmhands, a copper, just to keep out the shuffle. Not thrilling. The other 5s don't look good at the moment. In is okay. I just think it's kind of expensive, both cost-wise and terminal space-wise. Because, not terminal space, hand size-wise. Given how good farmhands is as a village, especially like inspiring. I like Border Village. Probably archive with it. I'm fine with monkey. This should be border village something. I'm not sure what the something is. You could take Marchland for free and then get a monkey with it. Because Marchland is quite nice to scrap. I don't know if they considered that and decided that they didn't want the free Marchland, but to me it seems worthwhile. Card horse maybe? You kind of want to find a monkey. Again, I don't really know. I still think Archive is okay here. Farmhands, yep. Nice. I wonder if Scepter is worth it at any point. It's like okay at replaying scrap. It's not amazing. I just feel like none of the fives here are like particularly inspiring. I think it's worth taking Border Village, even though I don't know, it draws your opponent 2 cards. So maybe not worth it. Could consider scrapping Border Village. But just thinning the coppers is pretty decent too. Not sure what that bottom card is. I think it's a festival. Could be wrong. I guess bury the Border Village. I wouldn't bury the monkey. Knots definitely seems ahead here to me. I'm not really sure what the difference has been. Maybe the second scrap has been good. Maybe it's just the monkeys have been lining up better. I know Lynet had that one shuffle with two monkeys bottom decked. I would just take action horse. I don't really know why we need the coin. I don't think we should buy farmhands, but we do. Yeah, I would have rather taken the horse and then got another monkey. Yeah. Maybe silver. I don't think we need more monkeys. We didn't buy anything. Reasonable, I think. The silver is not that much better than nothing. And it does draw your opponent a card. Maybe like monkey scrap or something for Lynet. I guess playing all the monkeys is okay. Leaving one back is also reasonable. I don't love gold, but this also seems like fine. My vision for adding payload would be to scrap border villages, but that is obviously going to draw your opponent a lot of cards if they have monkeys in play. So yeah, I don't hate the gold. But we definitely don't need the border villages anymore. From like a village standpoint, really. It's a pretty awkward kingdom. Like, you don't want to add too much payload because there's no draw, but then all of a sudden your opponent could gain a bunch of cards, and then you have way too much draw, and then you like not enough payload or something. Yeah, I opted not to scrap a border village, which I'm not really sure where I stand on that. This could be. I don't really know. I don't know. I don't know the best way to ramp up quickly because it is quite slow progress at the moment. I wouldn't play that border village. I would definitely scrap a border village first. And then draw up. Especially when your opponent only has one monkey. Seems like an ideal time. So yeah, I think undo the border village. Scrap a border village. I don't know why we're playing border villages. To draw no cards. Like even if you don't want to scrap them, you could consider keeping them in hand and discarding them to marchland. Yeah, I definitely wanted to scrap at least one border village, possibly two. I think we just play two monkeys here. The lack of duration balance is a bit upsetting. And potentially actually impactful here, given how important the monkeys are. So scrap border village. I don't understand it. Because we could have just left them in hand. And discarded them too. Well, opting to literally gain nothing because Lynet has 3 monkeys in play. I don't know. Like that doesn't seem correct to me. I understand the appeal. But equally, like, their deck doesn't do that much. Thing is, like, with 3 monkeys, if you gain anything, they're probably going to draw deck. So you might as well gain a lot. Because ultimately, Lynet doesn't have that much payload. So if you let them draw deck, they're still, in my opinion, not accomplishing that much compared to how much you're giving up. By just basically skipping a turn. Silver coin buy, maybe. So I would like at least one marchland. Maybe like, I'm not sure. Could be 3 marshlands. Could be some marshlands and estates. I don't think Lynet can pile if you take like 2 marshlands, 3 estates. Taking the border village seems kind of worse than nothing. Please start scrapping stuff. Actually, we've only got one scrap now. Otherwise, I don't know if there's a win. You could scrap a monkey and what have we got? 10, 14. That would be 17. Too much to count for me. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a win here, but I'm also not counting it. Should be quite easy, I guess. Border village and marchland. Is that already in hand? 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, 25. Yeah, it's already in hand, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, scrap doesn't even net you money here. Like, well, I don't think it does at this point, because you can scrap a monkey for +3, but you have to spend the scrap, the monkey, and a border village to draw the silver. Still possible. Discard everything. Realize you have enough for 3 border villages. Nice. So 4-2 Lynet. That was well played by Knots in that last game. Definitely a few like optimizations that the players could have been making, but yeah, on the whole played well. And 4-2 pretty much guarantees Lynet promoting, I think, given that 2 go up from E. And not reasonably likely to stay up, I think, off the back of that. But they do have a couple games left. Thanks everyone for listening. See ya.